Yeah. I'm here. I'm signing in on y'all, man. How y'all doing? Wow. This video right here is probably gonna be the hardest video that I ever done. Because actually my tail is tucked between my legs. My head is down. I feel stupid. I feel embarrassed. And I got to apologize to everyone when I was going in on everybody about the cops getting killed, the Rodney Hinton guy that killed the cop, and all those people that was glad of it, the cop got killed, and saluting Rodney Hinton and all this type of stuff. I was against those people. But you just don't know how hard it is for me to do this video right now, that I got to recant my story. I got to apologize to all these people. And like I say, this video is apology to all the people that I left comments about when you was against the cop. This video is apology, because now I see when the shoe is on the other foot. Now I see how y'all feel. Now I see how y'all feel. I got this cop. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you why and how now that I see where you guys are coming from. Now I see why you feel the way you feel about cops. And that's because what you encounter with cops, I hadn't encountered with cops. I haven't came into that kind of situation with cops. So I shouldn't been speaking against you, because I didn't know how you feel. But now I know how you feel. And that's why now I got egg in my face and I feel stupid for going against you people who hated cops. Let me tell you my story. I was arguing, this one cop, I done came in contact with this cop 4 different times. Okay, this cop, the first time I came in contact with this cop, I was arguing with, me and this woman got to arguing on the phone. And she called the cops on me. So you got 12 cops like show up at my door. So, I'm telling them, my story. And, she telling them that I threatened her. So this one cop, and this guy's from South Africa, okay? He black, which I don't know. I mean, somebody maybe can help me out here. I don't know nothing about South Africa. They don't like American black people, even though they black, but I don't know if they don't like us. But all I can tell you is that I don't know what this guy problem is. I don't know why this guy hates me. But anyway, he came and he was there. He was there. And so all these 12 cops at my door, okay, all of them was cool, but he the only one kept grilling me, Yeah, you can go to jail. You can go to jail for this and that. You can go to jail for this and that. Okay. I ain't really paying no attention, Got all these cops out here talking to me and stuff, I'm telling my side of the story, So, okay, so they wrapped that up, they left, okay. Keep in mind now, that one cop was grilling me, okay? Everybody else wasn't. Okay, the second time I came in contact with this cop, okay, I was at the video game store, GameStop, waiting on them to open up, okay? A couple more people standing outside the door waiting on him to open up. All right, this black guy was standing there at the door. So, look, dude, I'm just sitting in my car. He walks up to my car with a bag in his hand, and he pulls a gun out and said, what you looking at? You don't know me. This what we do. This what we do. So I'm like, bruh, I don't even know you, man. And so I called 911 on him. So I followed him until the cops caught up with him. So when they pulled him over, this same cop He was there with them. Okay. This guy, sitting over here drilling me. You say you seen a gun. We don't see no gun. I said, I'm pretty sure you don't. You just looking in his bag. You're not looking in his car. Well, we can't search his car. We can't search his car. Even though, I mean, I'm telling you, he got a gun. Well, like I say, you made a report. You should know what you're talking about if you make a report. The same cop. He drilling me again now. I'm calling for help, but he drilling me. Okay, keep in mind now, it still ain't dawned on me yet that this guy got an issue with me. Okay? So, that's 2 occasions. Okay, this same cop drilling me. Now, I can say it still ain't dawned on me. Okay, the 3rd time I come in contact with this cop. Okay, this was like, I wrecked my car in the snow. Okay, my car slid into another car. All right. This guy that I hit, this dude got like 3 kilos of marijuana on his back seat. Okay. Dude, when you open his car door, weed hit you dead in the face. So there ain't no way in hell that this cop didn't smell that weed. So, okay, keep in mind now, the cop, the same old dirty cop, he pull up on the scene again. This the 3rd time I done encountered him now. Okay, dude, my door is like 10 steps away. Or where your license at? I left my wallet in the house right there. That ain't good right there. That ain't good right there. There might be some problem there. I said, dude, my door is 10 steps right there. I can go to my door and get my wallet out of the house. Nah, just stay right there. Nah. Okay, you over here drilling me about my license, and my door is like 10 steps away. I can go right there and get my wallet. Okay, so this dude got all this weed in his car. You ain't did nothing about that. You ain't even said nothing. You know you smelt it. But no, your focus was on me. Your focus was on me. You want a problem with me. Okay. Keep in mind now, it still ain't dawned on me, that this guy got an issue with me. So finally, the other night, okay, this psychopath neighbor of mine that lives up on top of me, okay, she's having a party. Okay, so here we are. What is it? Wednesday night? Tuesday night? You throwing a party. Okay, keep in mind now, me and her already been having beef, okay? She let her dog come and use the bathroom right in my yard. I sitting on my couch eating a bowl of cereal. I raise my head up. I'm looking at a dog standing right here in my face taking a dump. Spoil my appetite. So anyway, me and her had issues about that. Well, she gonna throw a party to aggravate me. Call her friends over and aggravate me. So I call the cops. Keep in mind, this same cop pops up. Okay, when he walks up, come to my door, first thing he holler, yeah, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. I said, darn, man, you didn't give me time to even speak. Well, I tell you, you said it's a disturbance. I don't hear nothing. I said, well, let me play the recording on my phone that I can let you hear it. I'm playing the recording. It sounds like to me just somebody just regular walking. Man, you can't do nothing just somebody walking. I said, dude, let me ask you something, man. That's when all of a sudden it hit me. Bam. Dude, you know what? I feel, why is it every time that I encounter you, you always talking negative to me? I said, what is your issue with me? What is it, dude? It's something. You don't like me for what reason, bruh? I said, where you from? He wouldn't even tell me where you from. But another officer told me where he from when I was calling to make the complaint. But yeah, so the thing what makes me feel how you people feel that I went against is the way I feel now is different. Because when I'm calling trying to complain against this sucker, all they gonna do is the cop support cop thing. You calling, well, and I'm telling them about this guy and all the encounters that I have had with him. Now you hollering about, well, like I say, it seemed like to me, well, he did his job. He took the report. Yeah, but are you forgetting about me telling you about all the other 3 encounters that I had with this dude and how he treat me? Come on, man. We got a cop that don't like me. What if I'm in a wreck? What if my car's upside down burning and he comes? Do you think he gonna try to get me out when he don't like me? You see what I'm saying? That's why that's the danger of this. So I'm just looking like, all these, every time I call back and every time one officer called me, said it, I called another officer and I made the complaint with this corporal. So he supposed to go, he said, well, he gonna talk to him and this and that. Okay, when he called me back and said, yeah, I talked with him. I said, hold up a minute, man. I said, let me mash pause for you. I said, reason why I'm mashing pause for you is that I can rehearse everything that's gonna come out your mouth. I said, let me guess. Oh, you asked him and he said, no, he don't have a problem with me. And like I say, there's a misunderstanding. And like I say, he don't have a problem with me. Yeah. I said, I know exactly what you're going to say. I said, surely he not going to raise his hand and say, yeah, you know what? I just can't stand the guy. I just can't stand. Surely he not going to say that. Do you think a bank robber going to rob a bank and come outside the bank and you ask him, hey, did you rob the bank? Yeah, man, I just robbed the bank. I just robbed the crap out of that bank just now. Yeah. Do you think he going to tell you robbed the bank? So at the end of the day, what you telling me, getting ready to tell me, I think I don't mean to be rude, but all I can say, I already know what you're going to say. Because he certainly is not going to admit it, And like I say, he was going to say that before you even asked him. So at the end of the day, why would you even ask him when you know what he going to say? He surely ain't going to tell you, yeah, I just can't stand the dude. But anyway, with that being said, like I say, I apologize to everybody that I went against when y'all was making the videos talking about how you hate cops and all this. But even though I'm still not with no cop being killed, I still don't want nobody to get killed. But at the end of the day, the way you feel, I see why you feel the way you feel now. And like I say, I apologize to everybody that I made a video, every comment that I made of people making videos about how they hate cop in the Rodney Hinton Junior situation. I apologize. Now I see how you feel. At least I'm man enough to get on here and make a video and publicly apologize to all y'all. I tuck my tail. It's hard for me to do because you look at my, and matter of fact, I'm going to leave my old videos up about the cops. I'm going to leave them up. So I'm not going to take them down. So, because I want you to see how stupid I feel right now. So, yeah, you look at my other video about the cops, and now you look at this one. You can imagine how I feel. I feel very, very stupid. Now, feel when what you experienced with cops, I didn't know that at the time. But now, when that shoe is on my foot, now I see why you feel the way you feel. Because when the cop do something evil and dirty to you, it cuts you real deep. It cuts you deep because they supposed to be the one that support you and help you. But yet still they come out to help you, but they come out here drilling you like you did something wrong. And like I say, you try to call and get help, they just support each other. So yeah, I see why you people feel the way you feel. And like I say, I sincerely apologize. And yeah, I feel like egg in my face. I feel stupid. And I feel kind of embarrassed that I had to do this video and recant my whole story of all the videos I made about supporting cops. But at the end of the day, I still don't want no cop dead, but for supporting them, no, bro. The way y'all feel about them and hating them, hey, I ain't got no problem with you hating them because I see now when it happened to me, I see how they really are. And what you experienced with cops, I hadn't experienced at that time, but now I do. I used to get in trouble when I was younger, but the thing was different back then. It wasn't like they did anything to you. It just wasn't like it was now. But anyway, you get my drift. I'm him signing out.